Good morning, children. Welcome to your EVS class. Today we will learn about monuments or heritage. There are many things that have been passed down to us from earlier generations. These include culture, traditions, historical buildings, coins, pottery, music, dance, painting, etc. So all these belong to our ancestors and it is known as heritage. So heritage is the tradition and culture of a country that have existed for a long time and that have great importance for the country.
Our heritage. Heritage is what comes to us from the past. It is an important part of our lives as it tells us who we are and where we come from. The stories that your grandma tells you, the vessel that your mom makes your favorite halwa in, which was given to her by her grandma, your favorite toy that your dad had when he was small, or the festivals that your family celebrate are all a part of your heritage. Even the city that you live in passes its heritage to you in the form of its buildings, art, music, dance, food, and stories. Our country, India, has many people having a variety of cultures and heritage. This big pot of rich heritage also belongs to us as we are all Indians. Heritage can be in the form of national symbols, festivals, art, buildings, stories and folk tales, music and dance, etc.
Kinds of heritage. We have two types of heritage that are natural heritage and cultural heritage. So we will discuss one by one. So first of all, natural heritage. It includes forests, animals, rivers, mountains, deserts, valley animals, etc. Now comes to cultural heritage. Cultural heritage includes monuments or we can say buildings, coins, pillars, rock inscriptions, pottery, painting, etc. Monuments. Monuments of a country are the symbol of its character and the milestones of its progress through the ages. India has a glorious past and it has a vast bank of grand monuments. Our country has a rich variety of architecture. The news of the Indus Valley civilization tells us about the achievements in architecture about 5,000 years ago.
One of the earliest urban civilizations in India, and in fact the world, was the Indus Valley civilization, also called the Harappan culture. About 5,000 years ago, a group of nomads traveling from Sumeria, the present day Iran, entered northwest India near present day Karachi. These nomads found a land so richly fertile by the banks of the river Indus that they settled there without hesitation. This area was abundant with water, fodder, and fuel. Over the next 1,000 years, the immigrants spread over an area of 500,000 square miles. Excavations prove that the level of urban planning and architecture prevalent here was incomparable. The anchor for this civilization lay in the beautiful twin cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. The name Mohenjo-daro means Mound of the Dead in Sindhi. The city was built around 2600 BC.
These cities were made up of bricks, either baked mud or wood bricks. The baked bricks were a superior version of the sun-dried bricks used in other civilizations. The amazing part was that the workers made every brick of the same size. The type of brick used ensured the durability of the buildings. Despite a population of about 30,000, the city had one of the best sanitation systems. Each house had a well from which it drew water. From a bathing room, the wastewater was directed into covered drains along the main streets. Since all the streets were well drained, the city remained dry and clean. This is evidence of a very modern method of sanitation and sewerage. Mohenjo-daro was primarily an agricultural city. It was situated below the great mountain ranges, with rivers flowing abundantly through the land, depositing rich, fertile soil. This made evident the fact that agriculture was the main occupation. Further proof of this is the presence of a large well, a central marketplace, and several granaries in the city. Near the granary was the great public bathhouse known as the Great Bath. Steps led down to a pool lined with bricks in a huge courtyard. The beautiful bath area had a layer of natural tar. This was to prevent it from leaking. In the center of the bath area was a swimming pool. The purpose of the Great Bath was assumed to be for ritualistic bathing. This is a practice followed by Hindus even today. Houses were well protected from noise, odor, and thieves. Each house opened out onto inner courtyards and smaller lanes, so it was safe. Although some houses were larger than the others, the city seemed to promote an equal society, for all houses had the same kind of access to water and drainage. The city had an impressive defense structure in place as well. Though it lacked outer walls, there were defensive towers in the west and south. Since other Indus cities had stronger defense systems in place, it is speculated that perhaps Mohenjo-daro was only an administrative center.
Monuments are a standing example of the architectural style of the period when they were built. These monuments are famous all over the world and are the main tourist attraction for all the visiting tourists. Now, we will discuss about some interesting facts about our famous monuments one by one. So let's start with Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar is the highest stone tower in India. It is famous landmark of Delhi. This tower is wide at the bottom and becomes narrow as it goes higher. It is 72 meter high and has 379 circular steps. It has 7 stories and each story is separated by a balcony. Char Minar. The Char Minar, a gateway with 4 towers, is in Hyderabad in the state of Andhra Pradesh. It was built in 1591 by Muhammad Qali Qutub Shah to celebrate the eradication of a plague epidemic which had killed thousands. Gol Gumbaz. The second largest dome in the world, Gol Gumbaz, is in Bijapur in the state of Karnataka. The most unique feature is the whispering gallery which runs all around the inside of the dome. Every little sound is magnified and can be heard very clearly at the other end of the gallery. Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Taj Mahal is a dream carved out of white marble and studded with gemstones. The Taj Mahal was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the memory of his beloved Queen Mumtaz Mahal. It is located in Agra on the banks of the river Jamuna, and on a full moon night with its reflection in the waters, its beauty is unmatched. It took about 22 years and 22,000 men to complete it. Red Fort. I think you all must have seen our Prime Minister hoisting the national flag from the rampart of the Red Fort on Independence Day. The Red Fort was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in Delhi. Only red sandstone was used, hence its name Red Fort. This fort included the king's palace, living quarters, etc. The king's court, Diwan-e-Aam and Diwan-e-Khas were also in this fort. Hawa Mahal. Anyone visiting Jaipur will not forget the famous Hawa Mahal, the summer palace built by Maharaj Sway Pratap Singh. There is a free flow of cool breeze through its rooms. It was the summer residence of the royal family during the hot months of the year. It is also built of red sandstone. Caves of Ajanta and Ellora. One of the ancient caves, Ajantas and Ellora, are famous Buddhist relics. The walls of these caves are covered with paintings depicting the life of Lord Buddha. These are near Aurangabad. Sanchi Stupa. The most famous stupa made by Buddhists is the Sanchi Stupa in Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. It was built by King Ashoka the Great. It is known for its spectacular gateways and pillars carved out of rock and polished metal. It has beautiful animals, birds, and floral decoration etched on them. Next is Meenakshi Temple. Meenakshi Temple is in Madurai and is dedicated to goddess Meenakshi and god Shiva. The light walls around this complex have beautiful carvings of various gods, and the highlight is the 100 Pillars Hall. This temple is an architectural delight. Sun Temple. The Sun Temple at Konark is a large and famous temple. It was built by King Narasimha Deva. It was built in the shape of a chariot. The Konark Dance Festival is held here every year, and this has become a world famous cultural event. Victoria Memorial. The Victoria Memorial in Kolkata was built in honor of the monarch queen and is a very spectacular building. It has beautiful gardens and lawns all around it. The display of the museum and its architectural beauty make it a famous tourist spot. Gateway of India. The Gateway of India is in Mumbai. It was built at the harbour when all the ships used to dock. It was built specially in the honor of the visit of the British King. Now, there are some modern monuments in India because the Britishers also left their mark on the architect. A few of their famous architectural marvels are India Gate, the Parliament House, the Rastrapati Bhawan, the Lotus Temple, Akashardham. So these all are also a few examples of modern monuments. Importance of monuments. Monuments are very important for us because monuments reflects the social and economic conditions of the period they belong to. They are valuable sources of information on art, craft and culture of our past. They reflect the architecture of the olden time. We can learn about the lifestyle of the people by looking at the monuments. How monuments get damaged? Monuments get damaged due to many reasons like natural disasters like earthquake, tsunami, flood, cloudburst, etc. Due to attack of invaders, due to wars, man-made factors like pollution. Now it is very important to conserve, preserve and protect buildings from pollution, poor civic sense of local citizens, visitors, scratching, spitting on monuments, etc. Water seepage from farming, irrigation, etc. Civil wars, terrorist attacks, etc. Natural bathing. Now, agencies involved in preservation and maintenance of monuments. So there are two agencies who are involved in preservation and maintenance of monuments, and that are UNESCO and ASI. UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, seeks to encourage the identification, protection and preservation of cultural and natural heritage around the world. ASI, Archaeological Survey of India. Archaeological Survey of India is agency of Government of India, is the premier organization for the archaeological researches and protection of the cultural heritage of the nation. Now, the question arises, what we can do to preserve our monuments? So, we should never write, draw or scribble on walls of monuments. Do not litter within the premises of the monument. Always throw waste in the dustbins. Follow the given guidelines to visit the structure. Organize awareness campaign to educate community. Collection, generation of funds and donation for their renovation and chemical treatments of monuments and restoration. Always pay taxes, donations to preserve monuments, monument fees and other related funds. Volunteering for their conservation. Save from pollution, keeping factories and other polluters away.
Students, as you know, monuments are a part of our rich cultural heritage, so it is our duty to preserve and protect this rich heritage. So, what we can do to protect our monuments? Whenever you visit any monument, do not write down on the walls or on any part of the monument. We should always keep the monument clean, and we should always throw the garbage in the dustbin. We should not throw the garbage in or around the monument. Students, we should not also touch everything inside as it affects the monument. For example, like this, we should follow the rules and directions which are displayed. For example, these are the things which are not allowed at Taj Mahal. So we should not carry these things inside the Taj Mahal, okay? And We should not make noise inside the historical place as even the vibrations can damage the monument. If the photography is not allowed, we should not click the photographs, especially with the camera flash, as it can be harmful to certain old historical things.